What's going on, guys? I'm the one and only Kid Gallagher here, and today I'm going over all 32 heroes. It's in the title of Overwatch, and it's been a while. I've recorded, and I'm so sorry about that. A lot of stuff I just wasn't feeling in the mood. I was getting distracted, school, and just not wanting to record and not knowing what to record. I had videos and stuff planned. I just couldn't get into it. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm hopefully going to start posting a little bit more. But let's get into it. So starting out with number 32 is Winston. I'm sorry, man. Winston's good, just not the best. Number 32, it's a bit harsh, but he's out of every tank I could run, wouldn't run him. I don't know. Next up is Hammond. Hammond is cool. He's a good character, like him. Doesn't have enough damage output, though. He's really good on specific maps, just like Winston, but the reason Winston falls behind is that you had to be really good with his ultimate in order to do that. Stuff like the whale, forgot the exact name, but the whale map is really good for both of those here. For number 30, we have Zarya, which, when ranking, I was like, well, Zarya's pretty good. She could do whatever she wanted to, but I just don't feel like on her own, she's a really support, just defensive character. She's not like someone like Ryan or Sigma or even Winston for that matter, but her ultimate is so good and her bubble is so good for getting rid of ultimates on a specific person. I had to put them above the rest. So, number C, or not number C, oops, I'm reading off of the tier list that I made. 29, let's see. Yeah, alright, so 29, sorry about that, is Widowmaker. Honestly, not too much to explain. She's really good far range, up close. If you don't have one of her mines placed, she doesn't do a lot of damage unless you get hit headshots. But she's still really good. She's good for picking for sniper nest maps. So, yeah. We're moving on to number 28, which was kind of confusing for me to rank because I didn't know who to rank at number 28. So, it's going to be a tie between number 27 and number 28. This is Junkrat and Symmetra. I like both of them. They're really good. They're really campy, or well, Symmetra is, but that barrier is almost useless. But, her turrets are great. Junkrat's mines, traps are really good, while his just normal attack isn't. And Symmetra is just really good for breaking tanks. But let's go on to number 26. This is Reaper. Now, if I had made this a little bit ago, Reaper would have been an A tier. Perfect. Does a lot of damage. Now, because the way he is different, he does a lot more damage in a smaller area, which I don't think fits Reaper. So, I just don't think it works as well as he used to. Number 25, I think we're on, is Doomfist. Don't get me wrong, Doomfist does a lot of damage, and a lot is a lot of damage. Like, he can almost one-shot any tank in the game. He can't, but he almost can. A really great and awesome combo he has normally, and I'm going to say this, he only needs a few fixes. He doesn't have, his shotgun is really good, but it's not as well as it could, or good as it should be. But I'm happy he's not the best, because if he was the best, I don't know. He's fun to play. He's good to make memes about. I want to make a Fusrodal meme about him, but I've not got around to that yet. Like I said, school, other stuff, not feeling like I want to do it. Yeah, I'm going to get back in the swing. So let's think we're on number 24, Hanzo. Hanzo should be A tier, but there's a few things that holds him back. his Dragon Arrow, really good. Some skins make it really bad, though. The wolf skins, or I think they're called the Old Masters. I know they're just called the wolf skins normally, but in my opinion, they're really good, but they make his dragon sound so loud. And just Scatter, if we had Scatter around the game, which I think that they should bring back for April Fools, because that would be awesome. But yeah, Scatter Arrow's back, instant A tier. Let's go with number 23, Mei. Do I have to say much about Mei? Really good. She freezes. Her ultimate's really powerful. She does a lot of damage, and she heals herself. The problem comes in, well, you can get killed really easy when trying to use her freeze gun, and that kind of sucks. But I will say this. If you have a diva on your team, she's an instant A. Or, you just have these ultimates that wipe, that clear. Other than that, she's pretty good. Another bad thing I could really say about her was, you can get camped hard when you're using your ice. There's a lot of ultimates and just abilities that just are not good against Mei. I think we're on, next number, 22 I think is what we're on. I probably skipped a number somewhere around there. Sorry about that. Torbjorn. Do I have to say anything about Torbjorn? I shouldn't. His turrets need a nerf. But in my opinion, he's still really good. Just where he's so turret focused, he is one of the weirder classes. He's not like Symmetra, which ended up at the 26 and 27. Either or flipped. Reason he prevails is that his turret is really broken, and it has aimbot, so it's literally Soldier 76, but in a turret, destroyable. And I don't know, Torbjorn's fun. Torbjorn will always be good, but I don't think he's A or S tier on a tier list, or even number 20 on that matter. So, for B tier, or for finishing off B tier, I don't know what to say. For number 21, I think is what we're on. I'm still trying to read off this tier list that I made. Sorry if I say A, S, B, C, F tier. Sorry about that. Is Orisa. She's good. She's a good tank. Just not good enough. She's like a Bastion and a Soldier and a Mercy and and a Nano Boost. She just takes all that stuff, puts it in the tank, but does it worse. Like, Ryan is really good because he has that huge shield. Orisa tried to do the same thing, but the reason he prevails is his ultimate is really good because it allows you to set up stuff. If Orisa had a few changes, like you could use, maybe when you use your take 50 less damage, it actually affected your bongos as well. Be really helpful. Put her in A tier. Don't know if she'd be along with the other tanks, which are pretty grouped up close together. But yeah. Now, this one is a huge tie, this next few. All the healers, A tier, instantly. They're all good. They're all very unique. But they all really do well. Brigitte, let's see. This was 21, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the next 6, so 20 through 14 are any of the healers interchangeable. Because where they're healers, a lot of them are meant to do damage. Some do more damage, but less healing. But others do mixtures of both. And they're all just really well done support classes. Next up, for number 13, I think is what we're on, is Pharah. Pharah is A tier, for sure. But she's not up in the top. And I'm going to explain why right here. Ultimate gets her killed almost all the time unless you can sneak. If you are really good at sneaking, she's really good. But even then, Torb turret, because people will try to counter you or just play hit scan. But that's fine because she has that. She has her grenade launcher or her boop, as a lot of people in the community call it, or is what I call it a lot. It's good, not good enough. It's not like Lucio's where it can actually be effective. If you're not good at aiming it, it's awful. It does allow you to get off the ground, though, so that kind of helps it. Her rockets are really good, but that's really all you can say. They're good, not great. If they were great, she'd be almost at the top of A. Not there, but almost there. Next up is Mr. What time is it? It's high noon. It's McCree, voiced by a really cool guy, like the guy who does it. Does really good Dungeons & Dragons work. Getting off track here. But the only reason that he kind of is not good, his ultimate, it's high noon, it allows people just to find you much easier. And that really stinks. Zarya, really great comboed. If not, no. His ultimate's pretty, like, it's good, but it can't, just a lot of stuff stops it. I'm happy it can stop a few ultimates, though, and that's why he's above everyone else. His flashbang, really good. The roll allows you to reload your gun. That is powerful, especially when you're fanning it. His gun, 6-shooter, it's pretty good. Next up, I think we're on, 14, 13, 12. Okay, we're on number 11, Genji. Do I have to say anything about Genji? He's not the best. If Rush Meta comes back, Genji gets a buff, he will be an S tier. If he can get a buff to Dragon Blade, his Rush, or Reflect, if they can make Reflect last longer, he'll be an A, almost S. Because of how overpowered his kit already is. Reflect. You can reflect pulse bombs. I wish you could reflect Diva's Nuke. That would be insanely cool. You can reflect It's High Noon. Dragon Arrow, if you can time it. Just any throwable ults, if you can time it right, it's godly. Rush. You can get your rush back after killing someone. Which means if you have a high sense or play on high sense, you can rush. Get them all low. Rush. Get so many multi-kills. And still, at the end of it, have rush so you can rush back in. Get more kills. It's ridiculous. But up at number 10 is Sombra. Do I have to explain why Sombra's really good? Hacking. EMP is awesome for getting rid of ults. Yeah. Do I have to explain anything? No. Uzi, hacking, EMP, translocator. I get out of here, man, and it's broken. It's awesome, and I love it. So, coming up at, I think, is what, number 9? Yeah. Actually, no, I'm behind one. Number 10, because I wasn't counting a hero. Oops. Number 10, it's Echo. I didn't put Echo all the way on the top of the list. She does need a few fixes, and I feel like she's super overpowered, but not in a good way. She's more overpowered to where sometimes she could kill herself. Her beam, very good. Being able to do almost quad the damage when you get people half health, it tears through tanks. It tears through DPS. This is why a lot of healers and a lot of stuff is not good against her. But she has the exact same problem as Pharah that for some reason, I forgot to bring up. She's a really close-ranged character because her rockets are far-range, but they're not something like Widow where you can track them easily. You have to be right on top of them, pretty much. The bombs, very effective. Great for just clearing out rooms like Pharah, but these are sticky, so they are very effective. Especially comboed with your beam. Ultimate. So good. Do I have to explain why? Being able to copy and get other people's ultimates and abilities, it's great. It's awesome. Let's see. That's really it. The only complaint that I can really think about is that her bombs stick to her and can kill her. Her ultimate, I don't feel like lasts long enough. For how long you do kind of have to wait on it, it's pretty underpowered. And the flight, it's okay. Hovering is decent, but more than enough. You'll get sniped because of it, no matter who's playing what. Number 9, I think, is what we're on. Yeah, number 9. Ash. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I don't mean Ash to main Ash. I mean Ash to main Bob. Because Bob is awesome. Dude, tears through shields. Tears through tanks. He is the best. If Bob was a playable character, only character I'd play. Forget about Ash. But being actually serious, Ash is really powerful. Like I said, Bob, really good. Being able to clear hallways like Echo, but being able to go through shields. That is sick. This makes Reinhardt really not as good because his shield is him. So if you're trying to hold something back for an ultimate, fire in the hole, blow it up in midair, which is another thing that Echo and Pharah don't have. Grenades. You can boot people off cliffs, save yourself, and it does a lot of damage. What's not to like? There is one problem that I do find with her. Reload is honestly ridiculous. 12 shots, they don't last long enough. You can spam it, but that just messes you up because it takes forever to reload. I hate it. I love her at the same time. She was one of my first mains. So, yeah. Let's go on to number... I think we're on 8. Yeah, number 8. Okay. Tracer. The mascot of Overwatch. She's broken. She's broken. I will say this, she needs a buff. Her only downside is her health, which if she got that, she'd be either top of A or S tier. Especially, like I said, Rush meta is going to come back if they give... Oh, I'm going to get into it later. Should probably wait for the character. Pulse Bomb. Sticky Bomb, but better because it one-shots and kills everything almost. You get tanks low, nano boosted Tracer. It's insane. The professionals make her look easy. It's awesome. I love Tracer. I have some Tracer gameplay I want to upload for you guys. But coming in at number 7, Sigma. If I would have done this a little while ago, would have been in C tier. He would have been at bottom of B tier. Maybe even beginning of C tier. Because of the way his shield worked, they were trying to make it to where you can't just take the shield out and use your gravity, or it's called the gravity orb, I think. And I'm happy they did that, but it actually kind of nerfed him to be super bad. But now at 2 seconds instead of 3, it's usable again. You can use him without him being busted. Not busted, but being really bad. His ultimate, it's amazing, especially comboed with stuff like Diva or Soldier 76. But there is one flaw. His rock, really good, not as good as it could be though. And his orbs, they're mixed for me. They're really good for clearing out rooms, but they deal damage to yourself, but you gain it over time as his passive. And I really like that. That's why he's coming in at number 7. Number 6 is Reinhardt. Close range. Really good demolisher. He's really good against stuff like Reaper or just people who have to get up close and personal. Otherwise, they will get demolished if they're trying to go far. Actually, take that back. He's a sniper now, apparently. A lot of people try to use his shotguns as sniper Reaper. It's very funny. But going back to Reinhardt, only thing that doesn't make him S tier, because he deserves to be S tier. How long he's not only been in the game, but how long he's been so good is because he doesn't have really good range. Fire Strike, his ult, which if you're going to hit one person, I would never use your ult. That's why I feel like giving him double Fire Strike, which I hope they are. They talked about it on BlizzCon Line 2021. They were talking, Jeff was saying, double Fire Strike. I was like, yes, rush meta, close meta, coming back, boys, let's go. I was so happy. Number 5 is Roadhog. Roadhog, one of the best tanks you can pick, because I remember back in, I think it was season 24, got a buff. He was broken. You didn't choose him, you were going to lose. And I do feel like there's a few things about him that could be fixed, maybe being able to stop your ult and heal, but other than that, he's godly. Man, he's a really good tank. I'm so happy that he's actually being played more. And number 4, Zenyatta. He is the best healer in the game. Great healer. You can see enemies through walls. Or, well, not enemies, but you can see your orb through walls. So it's kind of like Widow's ult and Hanzo, which is why I don't like Widow. Her ultimate, you die, it's gone for everyone. Now, everyone can see it, unlike Zenyatta and stuff, but they don't need to. I can just call out, hey, there's people behind this wall where I marked. But let's get back to Zenyatta. Healing, great. Damage, great. Ultimate is overpowered. They need to shorten it, in my opinion, just by a few seconds. But other than that, it's awesome. For number 3, Soldier 76. When they first sorry about that, but changed him to where he actually had to have recoil. I was like, worst character. They fixed the recoil, made him super playable, and maybe even a little bit better than when he didn't have recoil, which is blowing my mind. They also gave him double helix, which is what I was talking about earlier. If we get double helix, Tracer, not Symmetra, even though maybe Sombra, just all these rush heroes are going to become meta because of how OP one Helix Rocket is. Giving him 2 would make literally rush meta the most broken meta in the game. And healing, great. Damage output, great. Ultimate, best, or one of the best ultimates. Other than one. Number 2 is Bastion. Now, I have to put Bastion here for a few reasons. One, I hate Bastion's guts. Everyone hates Bastion's guts. Bastion is like the plant that doesn't stop growing, but you can't kill. He's fun to play, but annoying to fight. And that's why I'm so happy that they fixed Sigma, because he was one of his counters. Now we just need to get Rush back. We need to get Sombra in the meta. We need to get Tracer in the meta. We need to get his counters back. That wouldn't put him lower in low A tier, or low S tier. But the reason he's second, and number 1, I will explain, his ultimate's really bad. And, you can rocket jump with it, but it's almost useless unless you need to get the point, but still deal damage. And that's its only use, in my opinion. Let's get to number 1, Diva. Diva, she can 8 ultimates, like Genji, but instead of reflecting them, she just gets rid of them, and it's much easier to actually do it. Rockets, really good boost. You can get up to people. She pretty much has a shotgun, and it's really good. Let's talk about just her ultimate in general. Her ultimate is so good. You can wipe entire teams with it. And that's really all I'm going to say tonight about these characters. Because while they are really good, some of them just need buffs. And that can make them a bit better. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to go down to the comments below and tell me what your guys' opinions are about my tier list. Or even make your own tier list. And if you want to support me, just hit the subscribe button. I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, subscribe. Just, if you like my content, you want to help me out, just hit the subscribe button. I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.